Hi everybody, welcome to Love Starts in the Kitchen. I'm Angie Jones, and today we're going to be making a pantry Italian style sauce. Now you might ask, what is that? This is the emergency sauce when you're completely out of any kind of Italian style sauce and you want to make spaghetti. Now most of us have some canned goods on hand and a few spices. So this is going to be the go-to sauce you can make when all else fails. It's super easy. It'll be ready in 20 minutes and you'll have dinner on the table in no time. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to be taking just a big can, the 29 ounce of tomato sauce. Nothing fancy here. Let's see. Just pour that into your pot. And actually, this makes a ton of sauce, so you'll have some left over that you could keep in the fridge for the next time you would like to make something Italian style. And then we're going to take the petite diced tomatoes, big can again, the 28 ounce. Let's put that all in there. We're going to make it a little chunky. And then we're going to take just some regular old tomato paste. This is kind of a big can, so I'm just going to take two to 3 tablespoons, just heaping. 1, 2. I want it kind of thick, so I'm going to add just a little bit more paste to thicken it up. 3 big heaping tablespoons. I suppose if you have a small can, you could just put the whole can in there instead of doing this. This is a larger can. And then we're going to, of course, put garlic. I have a couple of tablespoons in here. If you want more, of course, add more garlic. That never hurt anybody, right? And then I have a mixture of spices here, which I'm going to have in the link in the description box below. You'll have the whole recipe, so that way you'll know what all is in here. It's got oregano, basil, pepper, what did I put in here? Onion powder, a little bit of the chili flakes. I think that's it. So we're going to put that all in there, but there's a complete description, complete recipe in the description box. And then we're going to take some better than bouillon, and I love using this stuff. You can use the vegetable only kind. This one just happens to be chicken, and I have 2 tablespoons of that. And then I have 2 tablespoons of honey. Now, some people like to use brown sugar, but I wanted to keep it a little bit more on the good for you level. So I'm just going to use honey. But if you only have brown sugar or regular sugar, you can put that in there too. But put honey, it's better for you. Okay, and then let's do a little bit of soy sauce, just a little sprinkle, like maybe a teaspoon, and then a little bit of olive oil. Just about, like maybe 3 tablespoons of olive oil. So now we're going to be ready to cook this, and it's going to take probably about 20 minutes. So I'm going to take this over to the stove, so we can go ahead and get it going. Okay, so we're going to take this to the stove and then bring it to a boil. And then we're going to turn it down to a simmer. Let's give this a little stir so we can incorporate all of these great ingredients. Let's turn this on. We're going to turn it on high heat till it becomes boiling, till it comes to a boil. And then we're going to turn it down. So we're just going to kind of stir in all this stuff. You'll probably have to stir it a few times while it's cooking, so that way you can incorporate all the ingredients and make sure it doesn't burn on the bottom or anything like that. So yeah, give it a stir. And then we're going to wait for it to boil and then turn it down for 20. And then once you get it to simmer, let it simmer for 20 minutes. It's okay. We're going to let this simmer and then we'll be right back. Okay, so our sauce is complete in cooking. And now I'm going to decant some of this because it's a little too much for only one serving unless you have a bigger family. So I'm going to go ahead and decant it into this. And I found this really cool canning funnel that makes it a little easier to be neater when you're doing this, because it can get a little messy. So I'm just going to do a little bit of putting it in the jar. And then this keeps in the fridge. I don't know, I've kept it for a couple of 3 weeks, I want to say. And I did not have any problems with this at all. So you can keep it on hand, but you do have to refrigerate it because we're not officially canning it and, and preserving it. This is just like a fresh sauce. So there we go. See how neat that was? It didn't go all over the place and all over your counter. And then I just go ahead and do this, and I keep it in the fridge for, like I said, 2 or 3 weeks. And now let's give it a little try. This is going to be so good. Okay. Doesn't that look nice? And so easy to make. You most of the time you will have all of these ingredients in your pantry, and you didn't have to purchase anything extra. Now, I really like cheese, so we're going to have to add some cheese before we taste. I'm drooling. It's so good. This is some Romano cheese. Oh, wow. That looks so nice. Look at that. Oops, I spilled some cheese. Put that on there. Okay, so I'm going to lift this up. We're going to give it a little try. Let's try it out. Hopefully I won't get the biggest glob in my mouth. It'd be embarrassing. Okay, here we go. Mm. Mm. It turned out fabulous. And I have to say, it has a lot of flavors, even though it was just a pantry sauce. So be sure and go to the description box below and get your recipe. You can print it out and make it yourself at home whenever you want. So thank you for joining us today. Thanks for joining me today at Love Starts in the Kitchen. If you enjoyed this video, be sure and like it, as well as subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'd never miss an episode. And always remember to keep love in your kitchen.